the Karmic DF.
What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. This time we are going to take a look at the JFK assassination. I want to know the who's, allegedly, the why, although I kind of got some ideas already. So as always, this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Zero facts here, just opinions from floating hands on the internet. If you enjoyed these videos, please give it a like. It really does support my channel. It helps me know what you guys want. Helps other people find my channel. Also, subscribe if you enjoyed these. Hit the notification bell so you guys get notified of future videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see for topics. You guys always mention aliens. I need specific topics so I could cover it for y'all. So also check out my community post to add your opinions in there as well. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Links are all down below. If you'd like to book a personal reading, links are down below. But as always, let's get into it. The irony is, I asked y'all yesterday what you wanted for a reading, and then JFK popped into my head. And then this morning, I don't know when you're seeing this, but if you're seeing it on the day I release it, it's his 60th anniversary. And so I asked my spirit guides if, like, right now we should be knowing the truth or something like that. And it was kind of like a nod of like, we're ready to tell the story. It's been long enough, 60 years. And so his story needs to be told. And I just keep getting that it is not what it looks like. And when I tried to tap into the energy, I know that they say that it is Lee Harvey Oswald. But from what I was seeing, and I'm hearing grassy knoll. And I don't know what a knoll is. Like that's not a thing I say. But what I'm seeing, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, is a tall, slender man. He's behind a wooden fence and he's on grass. And he's waiting for the president to like turn a corner or something. Maybe just waiting until it's like eyesight. And I know that they argue about this. What I'm seeing is he got shot from the front and went through the back. I mean, if you even watch crime shows, you know that the exit wound is always messier than the inner wound. So right away, I don't buy that Lee Harvey Oswald shot him if he was from behind. So that makes no sense to me. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a very well-dressed man. I keep hearing the song Suit and Tie. He's wearing a black hat, like the old school day hats, like the rim around the entire thing, a black hat. And I also feel that someone saw him. I don't know if they saw him actually do the shooting, but someone was there and saw him. They had an intuitive nudge of like, either I shouldn't be here or the guy told him not to be there, but it's a dude in a suit behind a fence. That's what I'm seeing, allegedly. I also heard, and it's a clip from a movie where the chick goes, "Oh my God, everybody knows." And it feels like literally almost everybody knows. Like I'm seeing military. I'm seeing a switch off of coffins, which I did see in a documentary a while ago. So, but I am seeing like a bait and switch. So it feels like it starts one way and then it gets hijacked by people in suits and ties. And now I'm seeing I'm hearing tampering of evidence. Like I'm seeing I feel like this is more metaphorical, but I'm seeing like a box that says evidence that's taped and it's cut open. So it feels like the evidence was tampered with as well. I'm hearing two shots. What else, Spirit? It just feels like everybody's in on it. Like I'm seeing Jacqueline Kennedy. And I don't know necessarily if she was in on it to the extent of wanting her husband dead, but I'm hearing the song don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. So she might have had an inkling as to who it was, or knew that this was coming, or just knew it wasn't just some random straggler, because I keep hearing an era of change, an era of new beginnings. JFK was not going to sit and let the world be taken over. And I'm hearing Blacklist, which is a show about a shadow government. So already kind of what I felt since I've heard about this, but I'm getting I think Jacqueline Kennedy knew. I think JFK had been warned before, threatened before. I just keep hearing you're doing too much, gaslighting JFK. I feel like JFK wanted a lot of change. I feel like he knew a lot of stuff and I'm hearing whistleblowers. So I feel like he wanted to blow the whistle on things that he knew. It's almost like I'm getting the ick as I've gotten into the presidency. Like, this is not what I expected. I want to change, and I'm starting to create it. And I'm being drawn to, like, things that he's been quoted for, where he's talking about how, like, America has the right to, like, know about ETs, for instance. And it just feels like he was not, I keep hearing, like, I'm not going to lay down and take this. So he was not going to be somebody, because I'm seeing like how presidents, before they're sworn in, they make all these promises, like, I'm going to tell all y'all about aliens. I'm going to tell you like who killed JFK, for instance. And then they get into office and then they never bring that stuff up again. It's like because they have to wash their hands of like who they were going to be. It's giving like when you're in middle school or elementary school and you're running for president and you're like, yeah, I'm going to put in a soda machine if you vote for me. But we all know that's not going to happen. You don't have that power. And so I feel like JFK really did come in to make change, and they hated that. And I'm also being taken to the vice president, and there's a point of contention between these two. And it feels like it's Lyndon B. Johnson, right? So it feels like he was a better candidate for the powers that be, because he was okay with not telling the truth and letting narratives go somewhere else. It feels like JFK was onto a lot of stuff. It just feels like he's like it feels like he's an intuitive or like a healer or something. He was on a mission to really change this world. He found out a lot of stuff he didn't like. I feel like he confided in Jacqueline, but I'm also being drawn to Marilyn Monroe. So I feel like Marilyn Monroe knew a lot of top secret stuff as well that she wasn't supposed to know, because I'm being drawn to her as well. So there's a lot going on here. I'm seeing like the CSI board that I see in a lot of videos like this, where it's like connect the puzzle pieces. There's something to do with Lyndon B. Johnson as well. I feel like him taking over was a good thing, because he was more willing to put that false narrative out. He was for the powers that be. He was not for the people. So I don't know what the rest of his presidency looked like, but he didn't care about the people like JFK did. But yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. I also feel like, do we know a lot about Lee Harvey Oswald? Because I'm feeling like mental health issues. So I feel like they played to that. Did he have mental health issues? Because that's what I'm being drawn to. Like he was, because I know he was quoted saying he's a patsy. I allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, I believe him, because I keep hearing fall guy, fall guy. I don't feel like he went after JFK. Like if he did, he was bullet number 3 and that didn't do anything. Like he was not... I don't buy that he did it. I just don't. I'm not feeling that. I keep seeing a guy tall, slender, in a black suit. I don't want to be noticed. I'm behind a fence and I'm watching and I'm waiting for you. I'm like, I'm the prey and JFK's the predator. And that's what I'm getting so far. I'm also being drawn to how Lee Harvey was, killed like within 2 days. That feels orchestrated, because I'm seeing an orchestra on my mind. It feels like planned. And I'm seeing money exchange. And then I'm being drawn to the person that killed him. I believe his name's Jack Ruby, right? So Jack seems to have ties to whoever's involved in this, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. It feels like this was all orchestrated from the beginning to the end. I feel like Lee was just... I feel like that was pre-planned, because I just see, like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and this is going to happen. We're going to pin it on him, and then we're going to get the body, and then we're going to falsify the evidence, and then we're going to blame this guy, and then we're going to... Because I'm being drawn... Oh, my God, perfect. Thank you, Spirit. You know how Epstein unalived himself, allegedly? It's giving that. It's like, we're going to take it into our own hands. So I, choo-choo JFK, and then I give you a fall guy, and then I take out the fall guy, so that you never get answers, because I believe, I'm hearing sing like a canary. I believe Lee Harvey was going to tell that he did not do it. I feel like, I believe he was quoted saying, I didn't do it, and I'm the... But yeah, I heard that. He was a patsy. That's what he said he was. I agree. And I feel like had it have gone to court, he would have fought tooth and nail, and they would have had to actually prove that the evidence had been tampered with and all of that stuff. So Lee had to go as well, so that people weren't asking questions. I feel like because it was such a long time ago, people just took shit at face value. If this had happened in today's day, they would have had to been way more creative, because now we're seeing all the holes in this. Yeah. So that's what I'm channeling already. But let's look into who did it, and hopefully why, although I could already kind of feel it. But as always, this is a legend, and for entertainment purposes only. There are no facts here. So let's start with who, and then we'll probably get into why. But who? It feels like everybody's involved in this. Everybody. Like, I'm seeing And I'm not saying that they all did it. I'm just saying everybody actually knows what really happened that day. I'm seeing doctors, they know. I'm seeing military people, they know. I'm seeing money switching hands, people paid off, NDAs, bribery. I'm seeing threats to family members as well. So, like, people that did want to speak out on this, their family was threatened. Like, so many people know what actually happened that day. I mean, I don't know if they know the extent of it, but they knew that I'm hearing autopsy fudged. So, yeah, let's I'm channeling so much right now. It doesn't even feel like I need the cards. But who did this, Spirit Team? You kidding me, right? Notice how he's wearing the suit, like the black and white. That's kind of what I was seeing. I mean, no, it was more suit, but like the black. But this is like, you're messing with. Could there have been cult like, maybe more mob like energy? This is feeling like my home, my territory, you're messing with it. Does that make sense? And then this is JFK. He's a Gemini. So it's like he saw what was going on in the background, because I was told to use this deck. This feels kind of culty, right? Like it looks literally like a cult. And this is like, I don't want to let my fears of what's going on, but this is feeling like his home. So what does that mean, Spirit? Okay, so like, all right. So like the president office, like you live there when you're a president. So whatever the hell's going on at the White House, that's what this feels like. I keep hearing like behind closed doors. So there's stuff that he knew that he wanted to expose. It's like, I don't care how scared I am. I'm not, I just keep hearing we the people, I'm going to fight for us. He knew about stuff that was going on behind closed doors, and he was not the type of person that was going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to tell. I just want the power. He was not like that. I feel like they underestimated him, and that's why this needed to happen. It's like, he looked good. He said all the right things. I'm being drawn to like Obama and how he looked good and said all the right things, but Obama really never tried to speak out on anything. He shut up right as he got into being a president, because he mentioned aliens in the beginning too, and it's giving that same type of vibe. I'm not saying he got killed over aliens. I'm seeing like documents, like 3-letter agency documents, like, you know how we get redacted versions? I'm seeing the full ones, and I'm seeing him reading it, and I'm seeing him like shaking his head like, no, like the people need to know. They need to know what's going on. And then whoever, because this feels like shadow government. It does not feel like, I mean, the actual government could have been involved too, because I'm being drawn to Lyndon B. Johnson. So there's stragglers in the government, but it's mostly people underneath. And he was finding out stuff that he wasn't supposed to know, or that they thought they could at least keep him quiet about. And it was like, I'm not going to let my fears stop me from saving the day, basically, Knight of Swords, from saving the people, helping the people. He might have also known some stuff in terms of like families. So maybe we're talking like, this was during the Cold War, right? So maybe he knew that like finances were involved, because I could kind of feel that as well, where it's like he knew something about finances, about how they were stripping the rights from the people in terms of like, was this another recession? Forgive me, I hated history class, and now I kind of understand why, because it was a crock of shit for the most part, allegedly. But it's giving me the vibe of like, people are starving, they can't afford their bills, but they don't know what's really going on here. You're hurting the people intentionally, and I want to expose. He was ready to expose the government for what it was, and I just keep hearing like, that can't happen, that can't happen. All right, this is where I'm going to need people that actually research this stuff to fill me in. Who's the Queen of Swords? Some woman is, I'm hearing martyr, but I'm a manipulator. Were they trying to like, what is Marilyn Monroe's sign? This feels like a woman of power, but it feels like I'm being used to set up people. But I'm okay with that. Like it's given like Marilyn Monroe vibes, but I don't know if it's necessarily her. But it's someone who's really good at manipulating things for the powers that be. And with the 9 of Cups, this is like a wish come true. So it's like I'm setting him up so that this, who is this Queen of Swords? See, this is where I'm having trouble. There's a woman here, someone who is really smart, quick-witted with her words. Why am I being drawn to Hillary Clinton? Maybe someone like Hillary Clinton, same type of status. But someone was trying to manipulate him to make him look bad. This feels like we were trying to do other things to get, like, JFK canceled in this day and age, and it didn't work. And so it almost feels like the assassination was the last resort. Like, they had it in for him. They were gunning for him for a while. It almost feels like they were kind of like trying to hype up the VP. It's giving like we wanted Endgame to be Lyndon B. Johnson as president. I don't know enough about history to be able... So anyone come up with a Queen of Swords figure, this is someone who's very intelligent but uses it for bad. Like, notice how she's holding the book. She's smart and she's in cahoots with whoever these people are. And she used her charm on him. And I know there's that supposedly he hooked up with Marilyn Monroe, but I don't know if that's necessarily her. This just feels like someone who's manipulating him to try and get him to basically not be himself, not be true to himself. Did she... This doesn't feel like someone that kills him. I feel like this is a story that's coming out. Like, we tried other things first. It wasn't endgame to kill him. Like, I'm almost seeing, like, a video get leaked of, like, a president sleeping with a hooker and, like, now my reputation is ruined. Like, that feels like that was initially what the goal was. But he was so... Because I keep hearing so beloved, so beloved. So they knew this wasn't going to work. I feel like, okay, he probably did hook up with Marilyn Monroe, but it feels like he wasn't necessarily the type, because I'm being drawn to how she also, like, was attached to Bobby Kennedy. It feels like he didn't let charm get in the way of, like, goals, of, like, helping the people. So I don't think women worked on him for long. Like, the Marilyn Monroe, I mean, she was freaking beautiful. Hell, I'd sleep with her too. But it's like, it didn't work on me. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song that don't impress me much. It's like, I'm still going to do what I want to do. I'm still going to expose. I'm still going to make the world a better place. And their initial move on him didn't work. Yeah, because now we're stuck. We don't know what to do. How do we get him out of here? Relationships. With Judgment, it's kind of giving me the vibe of, like, relationships in the public. So I think, again, initially, they wanted him to look bad so that the people would cancel him, if that makes sense. My relationships with other people, I want people to have a fresh perspective of who he really is. They knew that he was a savior type, because look at how she's, like, holding on to him, or holding on to that person. It's like, we have to scrutinize his image. But because that didn't work, that's what ultimately made the assassination attempt happen. Well, it worked. This is going to be bad for us. Really? Is it possible that his wife was in on it? Is it possible? Like, because this is the Lover's card. And then notice how this chick is watching. And then we did hear about Marilyn Monroe, and I'm being drawn to how Jackie Kennedy has brown hair and Marilyn Monroe is a blonde. I'm not saying she did it. I'm saying, could she have been involved? Like, could she have known the plan and been like, well, he cheats on me anyway. I don't want to, it's become a work relationship. So what's the point? Is it possible? Because I just keep being drawn to how, because I've watched a couple documentaries, and I remember they said that she was just kind of like in shock and numb. Like, if you're madly in love, I do understand shock, but, like, you're gonna cry. And it just feels like she knew. Like, I'm involved in this somehow. I don't believe that, like, she wanted him dead, but it feels like she knew this was happening. It's almost, because I'm hearing, like, I told you so. So maybe, like, they pre-threatened JFK, and he was like, no, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And she was probably against that at the time. Like, no, they've threatened us. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Because this is like, I can't move forward. We're in treacherous territory right now. Did she care about money and theatrics? Because I also kind of get like a split image of that. Like, you made me look bad, so now I don't really care. It feels like, yeah, because I'm hearing the song Half of My Heart's Got a Grip on the Situation. So I feel like she had one foot out the door when this happened. This is weird. This is not what I expected. I don't think she wanted him dead. I just think that she wasn't as in love with him at the end as she portrayed. Because I feel like she's got a lot of guilt. I think she knew it was coming. It's just giving I told you so. Like, I keep hearing I told you so. Something coming back from the past. They were warned. They were warned. They were threatened. You can't tell the people this. You cannot expose this. This is like a group effort of people in the background that we don't know even exist. I mean, we got an inkling. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you know. But these are people that... Because I'm hearing like New World Order. So I don't know if that's literal or like what, conspiracy theorists tend to go towards. But it's like, we've been warned about this. They've threatened our family in the past. They've threatened you. They're more concerned with money than they are about caring for the people. And it's like, now she had to live with this guilt, this shame. Because it's like, I just keep hearing, I told you so. I told you so. Like, she didn't obviously get the chance to tell him that. But it's giving the vibe of like, I warned you, they were legit. They were really going to do this if you didn't shut the hell up. I feel like he had a plan, because what I'm seeing is John McAfee and how he wanted to expose what he found on laptops, allegedly. That's what I'm seeing right now. And it's like JFK was the same type of person. He wanted to expose a bunch of shit. This is why I'm having a hard time pinning it down. He wanted to expose a lot of stuff. He found a lot of stuff. I'm getting disgusted. I cannot believe this is what's going on behind closed doors. I want this out. The people have the right to know. Why aren't you telling the people? We could fix this. Why are they suffering? We could fix this. Why are there wars? This doesn't need to be happening. You're not telling them the full truth. It's like he got into office to help people. He found out how things really operated, and he was fucking sick. He was sick. And he didn't care. It's like, I'm going to save the people at all costs. And this led to his demise. And Jackie, I mean, she is a Leo, so this makes sense. It's just kind of like, dude, like, we need to be focused on the theatrics. Like, we have to stay in line. And also a hit to the ego of him cheating. So it's just kind of like, couldn't you just stay quiet? Like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from her. It's like, couldn't you just shut the hell up? Like, there's only so much we can do. You're not a hero. Like, I feel like Jackie was so against him exposing, and he was ready to release something. He was either ready to release, like, because I keep seeing like the statements we get today where a bunch of crap's redacted. It's like he was going to release paperwork or audio or something. He was going to release stuff. This is why it happened. He was ready to tell the truth. Yeah, because I'm hearing the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. He took that to heart when he put his hand on the Bible and took office. He was going to help the people. Yeah, now they know. Now they're on to me. I feel like he was playing, because I'm seeing like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like I'm playing to them, but I'm also like gathering evidence. It's like I'm looking good. I'm putting on a show for the powers that be, but at the same time, I'm collecting evidence. Is it possible Marilyn Monroe also had evidence? Because I'm almost seeing like a USB. And I'm seeing it get handed off. And I'm seeing copies. Now, obviously, they didn't have USBs back then, but this is more metaphorical. Is it possible that Marilyn also knew about stuff? Like, maybe, because I'm hearing, like, lovers and friends. Is it possible that JFK saw her more as a friend and then kind of like, because I'm hearing the song Lean on Me by Bill Withers. I think she also knew stuff, which is probably why she supposedly, however she died, I can't think while channel. I feel like she knew stuff, too. Yeah, the underdog. He wanted to fight for people. I'm just seeing like this, like Superman and Clark Kent. It's like, I'm gonna play who you think I am for the cameras, for the press, whatever. But I'm digging. I'm doing research. I'm finding things against you guys. It's like he would have been one hell of an exposing of truth. It's like, and if you're a fan or not of Trump, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but it's giving the vibe of like Trump when he's like, I'm gonna expose everything. I'm gonna tell all about how you guys manipulate people and how you mess with voting and how you control things. It's giving that. But he was a good guy. But he knew they were on to him. I feel like he gave somebody, it feels like Marilyn Monroe, but he gave people what he had. He knew, I'm hearing like insurance policy. Like, if I go, you have to have this. he was willing, so maybe they were like knocking off people as well, because again, Marilyn Monroe passing away. I don't know how long after. Maybe they scared her first, but then eventually they took her out. I'm not sure how that plays out. I should have looked up her sign. But it's just giving like, I'm going to do this at all costs. I got to move a little bit slower and careful because they're on to me. But I'm so close to exposing this. 9 of Wands, it's close to 10. That's the end of a cycle. He was on to something. I just keep seeing like CSI. It's like I've got all these parts I'm about to expose. Yeah, it was like, I'm not going to run away from my problems. I don't care how this falls apart. The truth, I keep hearing like the truth shall set you free. But they knew, and they were not going to let him get away with this. He wanted out. He didn't want a part of this anymore. He was going to be like I keep seeing like Martin Luther King, for instance. Like he was going to be somebody that really helped the people. He was not going to, because I'm seeing how like a lot of people, allegedly for untamed purposes only, a lot of presidents turn a blind eye because it's like, well, I got the power, I got the riches, I got the fame. He was not going to let anything get in the way. This is a Fool card. It's in reverse. He was not immature. He was very smart about what was happening, and he was not going to walk away until, because I'm seeing like a rug in the dust. It's like I'm pulling all the weeds out. I'm pulling it all out. You're going to find out everything. He was, it's giving like double agent. I shit you not. Like this is wild. I'm so glad I did a reading on this. People were talking. They were trying. Was Marilyn a plant? Like, was Marilyn actually drawn to him? Because I don't buy that she was actually drawn to him. I feel like it was sent in her direction. She was sent in his direction to discredit him. It's like, just keep being drawn to her for some reason. She plays an integral part in this. But it's like, I just keep being drawn to like these girls talking. And then I'm seeing like, how do I explain this, Spirit? I'm just seeing people getting paid off left and right, and people getting paid to do things to discredit JFK. It didn't work. Although I wasn't around back then. Did it kind of work with the Marilyn Monroe thing? Because it's just giving like Bill Clinton with the chick, but it's like, that doesn't discredit who I am as a person. And he wanted to, because I keep hearing like checks and balances. It's like whatever he found really upset him, but to the point where it's like, I have to tell everyone at all costs. Everybody else has gotten paid off. Everybody else, I'm seeing like people that knew that had to like upend their lives, change their names. Like, this is so much bigger than what we understand. That's why this is so hard for me. He would have exposed a very intricate network that's still happening to this day, that we all kind of have a feeling about. And they were not going to let this happen. There's just no way. There's no way they were going to let this happen. That's why I feel like I can't really pick up on a who, because the who doesn't seem to matter. It's just another, I'm hearing hired gun. So if that's what you want to know, it feels like a hired gun. Just another person that's in this web of lies. Okay, there's Jackie. Emperor is an Aries. Wait, Lyndon is an Aries, isn't he? Or is it? No. Who is this? Is this the president? Spirit change. Is this president? Okay, it's the president. Okay. Yeah, they had already communicated prior. Look at how he's like defending the world. This is why they had me get this freaking deck. Look at how this man holding the gun and he's defending the globe. Here's Jackie. She's a Leo. This is communication. They talked about this. He was like, I'm going to defend it. And she's like, this is going to be bad. I don't feel like she didn't love him or anything like that. There's definitely love there. As I'm saying that, I'm being drawn to my rose quartz. But she knew that he would get killed for this. Because I'm being drawn to how like this is right on the wrist. I think that's why she was so, I'm hearing monotone when it actually went down, because it's giving me more like, I knew it, instead of like, oh my God, he's gone. Like if someone you loved were to just die and you never saw it coming, yeah, you're going to sob and you're going to feel all the emotions. But if you knew it was coming, then it's more like, oh my God, I warned you about this. I can't believe, like I see her with her head in her hands, like just sitting at the chair, like, I knew this would happen. I warned him. I told him you can't do this. I told him you got to play the part. You can't do this. I also think that she was threatened too, because I'm being drawn again to the knife on the wrist, but how the nails are long, kind of like a female. So she was threatened too. She was okay with shutting up. She was okay with playing theatrics. He was not. Like, I'm being drawn to how he's side-eyeing her, like, you're really not gonna, this is what we have to do. He had a very strong moral compass. Very strong moral compass. And whatever he found, it's given John McAfee when he cracked into the laptops of the, yeah, it's giving that. He knew too much. He knew way too much. His relationship was threatened. His life was threatened. He knew it was going to come, but he did not care. I know this is kind of like funny, but I'm hearing the part from Mean Girls where it's like, you can't sit with us. So, death card, Hierophant in reverse, removing yourself from that structure. I don't think Jackie was ever the same, but I mean, are we shocked? Like, imagine watching your spouse, regardless of how you feel, getting shot in front of you. But he died because he wouldn't conform. That's why. He wouldn't conform. He wanted to save us. That's what I keep hearing. I wanted to save the people. They wanted him to just be quiet and just... I just keep hearing, like, know your place, know your role. And he wouldn't. He wouldn't do it. Friction. Misdirected energy. Bad timing. I think because of this, it caused a lot of issues in his marriage as well. Yeah, now my throat is like... They disagreed with what should happen. Jackie was scared. She didn't want it. She didn't think it would be worth it to help the people. She didn't care. She's like, there'll never be a good time for this. It'll never go down the way you want it to. They're going to take me out too. This feels like misguided aggression towards him. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, friction between two people. It's like, this definitely put a damper in their marriage. So that could be also why he was... Because I don't feel like he's really the type to cheat. But I think they were having marriage problems because he wanted to expose. And so that's probably why it was easier for Marilyn to get in. But again, it just feels like another hired person to ruin his credentials is what I'm hearing. Credentials. So we got issues in the marriage that she's pissed about. She's pissed that he's trying to expose everything. He's like, I can't even confide in my wife. He's trying to figure out what time would be right in order to make this go down. But I keep seeing there's someone else. Obviously, I don't know if they're alive or not anymore, but it could be Marilyn because I just keep being drawn to her. He gave what he found to someone else. Someone else had or has this information. Whatever he found, I just keep seeing like a switch off. Like, I've made copies or I'm giving you this as like, yeah, because I'm hearing, oh my God, what's it called? Insurance, something insurance. It's kind of like a mob hit. Like, I'm going to give you this insurance on me. If anything were to happen to me, put this out there. But I don't know if the person died before it was too soon, aka Marilyn, or if they never found the right time, or if they were too afraid, but someone knew. Maybe they're going to, maybe that's why they're starting to talk about the 60th anniversary. Maybe they're trying to figure out the right time, because it's been so much time has passed that most of the people, because I'm hearing most of the players involved are gone. Like, they're, obviously, it's been 60 years. So a lot of them are dead and gone. But the problem is it would expose bigger things, because then you'd start asking, well, why was he killed? You know what I mean? So will we ever actually hear the real reason? Maybe once so much time has passed that it could be like, well, that's not our government today. I mean, unless we see more change. I hope we see more change, but whatever. Anyway, this just feels like relationship problems were happening. I don't really know who to turn to. When is the right time? This man was ready. Betrayed by... Oh. He felt betrayed by Jackie, too. I don't know what the extent of that really is, to be honest with you. But I feel like she knew as well, but she was like, hold off on that information. Don't put that information out there yet. She felt betrayed by him. He felt betrayed by her. There's a lot of relationship problems happening here. He was just hell-bent on being a savior. I can't express that enough. I can't stop seeing it or hearing it. It's like, I'm going to save the world. I'm going to defend It's like he has this like code of like a military man. Was he in the military? Because it's very like freedom of the people, freedom for the people. He cared about the people. And everyone was getting in the way. No one was going to let him put this out. Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, I'm getting blocked from every avenue. My spouse doesn't support me. The people around me are all in on it. It's just like, it's kind of like, all right, here's the best way to dumb down what's going on here. Imagine you're dating someone and you're like, I feel like they're flirting with this girl or boy, Sam, right? And so I open his phone, her phone, to check for that message. And what I find is not only her, but like, or him, but 10 other people. I also find out that you're running like a drug ring. I also find out that you are not who you are at all. I also find out you're doing illegal activity. Like, I put my feet in the water to find one bit of information, and I found way more than I expected. And I'm hearing the song Tempted to Touch. So it's like, where do I even begin? Because it's like he came in, found out some stuff. I'm against that. How do we change that? You can't. All right, putting that out. Okay, now I'm starting to find things. I'm telling a couple of friends that I feel safe with. These friends, by the way, they're also in cahoots with the bad guys. So his friends didn't have his back either. No one had his back. I'm seeing like playing both sides. It's like I'm your friend because I'm in the office, but I'm also going and telling them what you're telling me. So it's like, guys, he's on to this. He found the paperwork and he wants to expose. What do you want me to do? Everybody was an enemy. Yeah, because I'm hearing got a lot of enemies. This man had no chance. He had no chance of giving, yeah, literally success in the reverse. He had no chance of getting this information out, but he wanted to. Look at that, the key. This is the world, right? It's the world. Yeah, because it's like I complete the cycle. Here's the key. Remember how I was saying that I keep seeing like a bait and switch of like, this is the information, I'm going to give it to you. A key. It's well, not literally a key, but there was information he had. It's like locked and loaded is what I'm hearing. But he never got to put it out there. Maybe because whoever was involved had no intentions of actually putting it out there. Maybe they were a double player. I can't think of what that word's called because it's hard for me to think. But also with the Knight of Swords reversed, that's also giving me like silenced, not able to speak the truth, not able to put it out there. I don't feel like I have enough power. I don't feel like it's worth it. So whoever had this information, again, Knight of Pentacles also has a female on it. Could it have been Marilyn Monroe? Could she have known stuff? Because this is young. This is young energy. I wish I looked up her sign. Whatever. Someone knew something. They got information. He wasn't successful, but he passed it on. I'm seeing like passing it on. Someone else had or has this information. Look at the chessboard in this. It's like I'm a few steps ahead of you. Look at how he looks like he's dead. Like he's got a bloody face, right? But it's like there's the chessboard. And I hear checkmate. I think that he's one of many people that will help us in the Age of Enlightenment, where it's like everything that he picked up, I think he passed to someone else. And it's like everybody's getting ready to expose. And this is why we're seeing people getting slowly exposed. Like we found out about Epstein and we found out that other people are involved. And we're finding out that people that we worshipped were actually really bad people and they were essaying people. And it's like, this is so much bigger than what we can wrap our minds around. But he's part of it. He had a lot of knowledge. Look at how he's holding on to it. It's like, I have the last move. And now I'm seeing the Obama mic drop that he did. I feel like JFK really... Insurance policy. That's what I'm hearing. He gave off this information. So if he did give it to Marilyn, either Marilyn gave it to someone else or... the information's still out there somehow. I don't know how that works. Maybe a grandkid has it or something like that, and the timing's just not right, especially with Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Someone's got information. Knight of Pentacles, slow, consistent growth. But the stars reversed. It's hidden from us right now. This feels like that what we're hearing in the spiritual community, that it's going to be a slow reveal of everything that's been going on. He tried, he failed, but we're not done yet. Yeah, because I'm hearing what happens in the dark must come to light. He tried to do that. He was way ahead of his time. I almost wonder, I know this is so far left field, but I can feel it. I feel like he's already reincarnated. I don't know where he is though, but I feel like he's here. I don't know how that plays into anything. I just feel it. He's here. I wonder if now he's like, how do I explain this? I know this is going to sound wild. I'm so sorry, but it's what I'm seeing. I feel like JFK reincarnated, and he's still trying to expose the truth somehow as someone else. I don't think it could be at the level at which he was in his former life as JFK. I'm just simply saying, I feel like he could be in politics. Like maybe, because I'm being drawn to someone I dated that was a politician, and it's giving that. Like, I'm not high up, but it's like what you know, you repeat. Like, for instance, if you've ever had a past life reading, you've watched a pick a card or something like that, and it's like mirroring exactly your current life, it's the same type of vibe. It's like, I'm not done until this cycle is finished. So I feel like he's reincarnated and he's working in politics somewhere or trying to expose. Like, there's something, I know that's weird. Take it if you want, throw it away if you want. I don't really care. Yeah, literally. Seven of Swords. This is deception. Trying to, like, I'll have the last laugh. He is somehow involved in this mass awakening. I do believe that we are going to find out about what really goes on behind closed doors. I'm not sure that we will hear about it, the level of how bad it is, at least in our lifetime. I don't, it could change. The energy could change. Let me just say that. But where we're at today, I don't care how many psychics have told you, like, in 5 years we'll know everything. Notice how the year keeps changing. That's because timelines are always shifting. So, for instance, say you watch a pick a card and it's like your ex is going to reach out, and then they don't reach out and you feel like they lied. But in reality, what happened was they were thinking about reaching out. They might have even written out the text, but then they had a moment where their free will and their ego got in the way and they deleted the text. And that's what happened. It's kind of that same vibe. It's like, they're trying to get the information out, but because there's still corrupt higher figures out there still letting things going, we're having this war and tension. There's more people that are coming out, but then people keep getting discredited. Like, I'm being drawn to, like, for instance, the guy that was in That's So Raven, that was like, yeah, they're stealing our souls and blah, 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 and then they're completely discredited. They have mental health issues. They disappear. They come back, and now they're yesers, yes mans. So this is why I can't pinpoint when any information will come out, because this is still happening. There are still bad players involved. There are still good guys trying to get the information out, which is why we're getting, like, scraps. We're getting crumbs. It's kind of given the vibe of, like, it's going to be up to us to put the puzzle pieces together and stand up for ourselves. It's like, we got to be JFK. We got to fight against all odds. We have to keep exposing and not being afraid of, like, consequences if we have an opinion that isn't what... Because I'm being drawn to how, like, I'll watch these videos, and of course, right underneath is, like, Wikipedia saying that it's not factual. And it's like, first of all, anyone can edit Wikipedia. Second of all, it's always things like, for instance, I'm not trying to argue here. I don't have an opinion deep enough for this, but, like, when the jabs came out, right? Anyone that made a video about it at all automatically got discredited by fact checkers. And then 6 months later, there's lawsuits because it was accurate. It's giving that same vibe. Like, the difference between conspiracy and fact is 6 months to a year. If anyone's ever heard that quote, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like, we have to start doing our own research. We got to start putting it out there. There's other people behind closed doors that are working on this as well, but this feels like it's got to be a team effort, if that makes sense. Because there's just still a lot of people, like, I'm being drawn to these people in black coats. It's like, we don't see them, so we don't know who they are, so we're at a disadvantage. It's like people are trying to leak out things the way that they can without getting caught. Like, I'm being drawn to how, like, celebrities lately are writing really weird, like, quotes on their Instagrams when they post a picture, and it makes no sense. Easter eggs, thank you, Spirit. Like Britney Spears, and she writes weird stuff, and we're like, oh, well, I'm not like this, but a lot of people will comment and be like, oh, she's losing her mind, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? She's traumatized, so partly, probably, but at the same time, it's like, they can only tell us so much, but they can give us hints. We just got to put it all together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being drawn. Please don't come for me over this one, because I know it's soon, which is why I have not covered it. But I'm being drawn to, like, Matthew Perry, and how, like, he never really posted on Instagram, but a couple of days before he died, he posted exactly where he was when it happened, when he passed. And it was during a full moon. Now I'm being drawn to this. It's like, we're not picking up the Easter eggs that they're trying to give us, because under contract, they can't tell us. And I feel like JFK knew about all of that, And so he didn't care. And that's what happens to people that don't care about the repercussions. They have to take you out. So the Who is just another nobody, to be honest with you. A hired gun is what I'm hearing. They don't matter. It's the story that matters. And the story is he was trying to help people. Yeah, justice wasn't served. Because they keep throwing shit in our faces to distract us. There's always another story. There's always, we're going to discredit you. We're going to figure out how to make you look bad. I'm seeing how, like, celebrities go nuts and then boom, they're in rehab, or boom, they unalive themselves, or boom. But, like, we're not picking up on why, what's really going on. And then we're sold an illusion and then we buy it. And so that's why justice never comes. This is sad. Because he really wanted to change the world. He really wanted to change the world. He was a good one. He was a really good man. He was a good man. I don't even know that he really wanted to cheat on Jacqueline. I think they were already having issues because he was so disgusted by what was going on once he was put in the position. So, because it's giving me the vibe, like I'm seeing a scene from a show I like, Grey's Anatomy, where it's like the couple were fighting already, and then this girl comes out of nowhere, and it's like, well, the relationship's already shit, so why not? But the problem is, the girl was paid in this point. So Marilyn, it feels like she, again, was another fall guy, another trick. These people are so damn smart. It's so messed up. He wasn't willing to, he didn't care. It's like burden at all costs. I don't care. I'm going to save them. He just didn't realize what he was up against. I think he thought a lot of it was threats, because it's like, how are you going to kill me? They're going to figure it out. But they were 20 steps ahead with that plan. They were going to fudge the autopsy. They were going to take the body and mess up the evidence. They were already ahead of him. It's like, I'm going to be the knight in shining armor. My passion to help people is what's fueling me. I don't care how many burdens they throw at me. I'm going to keep going. I don't care how many conflicts come from me. I'm helping people. And they were like, this guy's got to go. And then I'm seeing, like, shaking hands with Lyndon B. Johnson. I feel like Lyndon was totally okay with what was going on. He was crooked is what I'm hearing. Lyndon was crooked, allegedly. Oh, he could be the King of Pentacles that showed up. Deception, King of Pentacles. How did I miss that? I forgot. He's an earth sign. I think he also knew, because now, yeah, he also knew that they wanted Lyndon. Lyndon was in on it. I don't know to the extent, but he was okay with what they were doing. He didn't care. He wanted the fame. He wanted the riches. He was not here to save humanity. He didn't give a shit. And JFK did. Wow. Anything else? Yeah, money exchanging. I think they also tried to pay him off. It's like they tried everything else before they unalived him. They tried everything else. But then it was just like, he won't take our money. Everything we do, people still love this guy. We can't get him involved with, because this is giving me culty vibes. It's like, we can't convince him to follow this, because I keep being drawn to, like, Cold War and people suffering. I think there's more to that story. I don't know. But it's just like, he was not going to take this lying down is what I'm hearing. It's like, I'm not going to live with this burden. I'm not going to live with knowing that you guys hurt people and kill people and you're not for the people. Like, I'm not going to deal with this heartbreak. He was, wow, he was a really good guy. All right, what's the back deck energy? Inner conflict and conflict with other people. Yeah, he didn't give a shit. It's like, I don't care. I'm not here to be president. I was here to help people. That's why I feel like I got drawn to how he's being reincarnated, because it's like he didn't get to finish what he wanted to start. So I do believe, I know this sounds wacky, but you guys asked for these readings. I do believe he's reincarnated somewhere as some form of politician. It's like my karma, it's not like karma that it's giving like, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. I set out to help humanity and they knocked me out. And so, yeah, because I'm hearing the song, I get knocked down, but I get up again. So he's out there somewhere in this world, reincarnated, trying to do exactly what he did before. Expose. Because it's like inner conflict, but also conflict with other people that I can't stop from happening. Three of Wands, I'm trying to create something. They're not letting me. I have all this passion. I don't care. I'm going to save the people. But he couldn't do it. today for tomorrow vibes. I want to save people. Everybody was out to get him. And he knew. He knew money was being exchanged. He knew. Because he had already been threatened. He was threatened. He was threatened. I just keep seeing how, like politicians, like, go to a hotel room with, like, a hooker, and then someone comes in and takes a picture, and then it's like, gotcha. But it's like none of that worked. He was hell-bent on saving humanity. This man was a frickin' hero. He is the definition of a hero. Like, he didn't care. Money exchange, I don't care. I'm trusting my intuition. I'm not going to allow this evil power structure of people that put on a show, but they're not for your highest good. Meanwhile, here I am trying to be a savior, and all the rest of you are crooked as fuck. That's him. It brought him sadness. He was not going to let his ego and pride get in the way of exposing. But they blocked him every chance he got. That's sad. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly pull Dark Mirror, because why not? And then I'm going to end this reading. But yeah, I feel like we'll never really figure out the who, because it just feels like a hired gun. I don't feel like they matter, if I'm being honest with you. It doesn't feel like a big player. It feels like a network of stuff. It just feels very mobby, very mafia. But let's see what Dark Mirror has to end this. All right, so any final messages involving JFK and or the assassination? And if you guys want me to, like, make a part 2 or something to look into other characters and stuff, because, like, the Marilyn Monroe thing is kind of curious to me. Jacqueline's play in this is kind of curious to me. Lyndon B. Johnson is very curious to me. But anyway, final messages. What additional information can we know? Yeah. He knew that they were hiding shit. He was going to expose it. He did not care. It's like, I'm not going to be one of you. Hiding your true self in reverse. It's like, I'm not going to be one of you. I came here to change the world. You're not going to stop me. Yeah, I'm here. Nothing can stop me. I'm on my way up. He was determined. Yeah. He couldn't live with what he found. Whatever it was he found. I just keep seeing, like, documents from, like, 3-letter agencies. He found out how the structures really work. And he just couldn't. He couldn't live with it. He was like, I'm not going to. I'm going to expose this. This isn't right. I came in to help people. This isn't helping people. This is the opposite. This is all money driven. This is all to hurt people. This is all to disempower people. And I'm hearing franchises, and I'm being drawn to how, like, we hear that, you know, big farm and news anchors and magazines and movies, and it's all connected. It's a network, and he knew. And he couldn't live with it. He couldn't. He was not going to allow it. Yeah. Triumph of lies in the reverse. He was not going to let this continue. I don't care. I'm in power now. Whatever it takes, even if it means my own death, I'm going to tell the truth. The problem is he couldn't get the truth out fast enough. But there was an insurance policy. It's a switch of hands. I don't know if it's Marilyn Monroe. It could be more than just Marilyn Monroe. But whatever he was, I just see him, like, taking notes, paperwork, hiding things that he has. But I also believe he confided in people that he shouldn't have confided in. So this is why there was, like, it was all so beautifully orchestrated. Everything was done in the matter of, what, 2 days? Lee was dead and all that was done. So they knew he was going to do this because I see him, like, talking to somebody who's a man and, like, kind of confiding in them, like, dude, look at what's going on. And he's like, wow, yeah, that's bad. And then I see that same person going to people in, like black suit and tie, and it's like, he knows this, he knows that. What do you want me to do? And it's like, keep listening to him. And then he's getting paid. And then he goes back to JFK. So, like, multiple people knew. Multiple people were trying to stop him. They tried other avenues before actually assassinating him. Because I'm also being drawn to, like, the 2 women. So it's like, we're going to play to your interest in women as well. But it didn't work. He was always going to tell the truth, which is why he had to go. Oh my God. Does that speak for itself or what? Black flower fragrance. This is a bunch of bullshit. This is a bunch of lies. I'm not going to be what you want me to be. And so they sacrificed him. Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Zero facts here. I'm just floating hands on the internet with opinions, and I'm sure that I'm a crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. But if you did enjoy this video, please let me know by liking this video. It helps me know what to create for you guys. Also, comment down below what you guys want to see in future videos. But also, if you could fill in the gaps for me, because I don't know enough of this. I never researched. I've watched a couple documentaries. I don't know enough, though. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Links are all down below. If you'd like to book a personal reading, links are all down below. Share this with your friends in honor of his anniversary, so maybe we could get some answers, dude, because this is sad, and that man was going to expose a lot. I just keep being drawn to John McAfee. If I could explain what happened, that's the best way to describe it. John McAfee trying to mess with the computers and then finding more than he bargained for. It's literally that same energy. I found more than I bargained for. I saw some corruption, and then I went down the rabbit hole, and I found way more than I could deal with. Couldn't tolerate it, couldn't stomach it, had to share it at all costs, and so he had to get gone. And now there are ravens flying past my window. So that speaks for itself. I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, if you enjoyed these videos, please leave it a like. It really does support my channel. And let me know what you guys want to see in the next video so that I can make it happen for you. If you agree with the comment, please like that comment so I know how many people like a certain idea so that I can make it happen for you. But as always, this is all legend for entertainment purposes only. R.I.P. to JFK. That man was a hero. And I'm going to leave it at that. Love you, besties. See you guys next time.